WBTV News Prime Time starts right now.
Next on Primetime, the meetings, the mindless conversations, the droning on and on and on. When you don't listen, you don't learn. We'll tell you why it's in one ear and out the other, and how one man is teaching you how to listen up. Many of you are heading back to work tomorrow, and if you're like me, there's a solid chance you'll have to sit through a meeting somewhere, someone talking about who knows what. You might be hearing what he or she is saying, but maybe not actually taking away the message. 85% of what we know, we've learned by listening. Problem is, most of the time, we're not doing that. Primetime Jeff Atkinson met a guy who's helping ears listen. That sounds great. Explain it, Jeff.
Molly, you know, we were taught in school to read and write, but no one teaches you how to listen. And the man you're about to meet believes it is a learned skill. In this era, with companies trying to do more with less, some are finding his techniques, teaching people how to listen, are helping them improve the bottom line. It's our cover story tonight.
We listen all the time, to the radio, to the world around us, to each other. But are we really listening to what we're hearing? Bull Boylan believes we're not.
But very few of us have actually learned how to listen.
Boylan came to this realization 5 years ago when he was preparing to enroll his son in school. Doctors diagnosed his 5-year-old son with the equivalent of hearing dyslexia. He likens it to a cursor on a computer when the hourglass comes up and you're waiting for the information to process. In hearing dyslexia, the information gets stuck. In his son's case, words weren't carrying meaning.
The difference between hearing and listening. Listening is where we actually assign meaning to the sounds that we actually get, that's coming to us. So it's a learned skill.
Techniques he's developed for his son to hear, he's teaching companies all over the country.
And one of the things that we've adopted very much for is what we call to be in the moment. And to be in the moment and be fully present is the only way to be able to listen.
In other words, listen fully, and not just, as we often see in the political arena, waiting for our turn to speak.
If people spent more time in listening with the intent of understanding versus the intent of responding, we'd have much, much more effective communication. We'd have fewer mistakes. We'd have fewer misunderstandings.
Boylan developed a curriculum and a website, PutYourEarsOn.com, what we were told to do as kids, and now speaks to executives and companies all over the country. Pat Riley, president of the Allen Tate Companies, included. He says, at a time when multitasking, phoning, texting, and tweeting is at a fever pitch, learning effective listening is vital.
Now more than ever, if that is becoming the norm, and I don't see that's pendulum's moving the other way anytime soon. In fact, it's probably getting shorter and shorter and shorter. We call that productivity. I don't know if it's true, but the fact is we better become much better listeners.
Motivation, though, has to be there. While most of what we learn we gain through listening, we don't do a very good job at listening. In those meetings we all have to go to, experts say we remember only about 25% of what we hear at those meetings.
I believe that. I 100% believe that. So how do you become a better listener? How do we communicate better?
Know how people process information. Are they analytical? Are they visual? Do they like to be entertained? And then try to communicate that way with the other person. Also helpful to know how you like to receive information. What's your technique? You can take listening assessments to find out your style preference. Incidentally, Molly, he hopes to get this taught in schools as part of the No Child Left Behind. We could do better at listening.
I think it's really fascinating, and most people would probably agree. Thanks, Jeff.